Hello everybody, welcome to the Nodwik Games Room. This is NegaDave, and welcome back to the Great Backlog Challenge. This is day 2, and today we have a game from Sega called Alien Syndrome. I don't exactly remember when or why I purchased this game. I do recall going into GameStop and buying a bunch of games at the same time out of their bargain bin, just fishing through for basically anything that was pretty cheap. And I fished this one out, and it was a total judge a book by its cover moment, because I just took one look at the cover art, and I was pretty much sold. Just looking at the back of the box, it has some pretty good blurbs, as most games do. It says we can annihilate more than 100 vicious alien species using the unique Wii shooter controls and finishing moves in high-speed combat. Discover hundreds of weapons, armor types, and special abilities in this shooter RPG. They really want you to know that this game's a shooter, as if the check on the cover art wasn't evidence enough. I thought it would be a fun multiplayer experience. It says on the back of the box here it's up to 4 players. Which, I mean, could be pretty good. Lots of weapons, tons of different stages, and 100 different monsters to kill. Seems like a fun time. Problem is, I'm more into single player games, and that's what I spend most of my time doing. So this one kind of just sat on the shelf. Alien Syndrome. What exactly is an alien syndrome? What are the symptoms of alien syndrome? Glowy finger? KY jelly drool? Green blood? I digress. You know, I'm curious. I never really looked into anything that this game is about. Let's head on over to the internet and see what this game is all about. Says here this is a remake of an old game from 1989. This version of Alien Syndrome was made by Totally Games and published by Sega in 2007. First Alien Syndrome was a top-down shooter. The screenshots in the back of the box art make this one look like a top-down shooter, so that doesn't hurt. The game was released on both the Wii and the PSP, and both have unique elements. Well, let's dive right in, see what this game is all about.
I know how this works.
Excellent. Alright, so let's get going with this Alien Syndrome game, and... Hey, wait a second. We, what are you doing? We settle down. Don't do... this is how it's gonna work. Oh, okay. Right. Gotcha. Alright, new game. Fuck tutorials. We'll just get in here and... Oh God, what's going on with my flamethrower? Why does it keep shooting in the wrong direction? Why does it keep blipping backwards on me? I'm sure that's no big deal. Oh, this is how you change weapons. Oh. Alright, let's check out this wide variety of enemies here. We have caterpillars, more caterpillars, smaller caterpillars, and whatever the fuck this thing is. Good. This was a tough one, folks. I mean, I went into this game without any expectations. I didn't know what to expect from it other than what type of game it was. I knew it was going to be some form of twin-stick shooter. Which is weird, because the Wii only has one stick. So what they did to make up for this is make the second stick the motion controls. And as you can see, it doesn't work out so well. It leads to some inaccurate functions. And heaven forbid you use the melee weapon, because at that point, you're just kind of aiming blindly. Even with this melee weapon that gave me auto-aim, I still found myself missing almost as often as I was hitting. So I guess we gotta jump into the 4 categories and see how this game fares. Looks. This game was developed simultaneously for the Nintendo Wii and the PSP, and it definitely shows. These character models are awful. This looks like a character taken straight out of GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64. And this game came out for a system 2 generations newer than the Nintendo 64. Sounds. I'm gonna jump right into sounds next, because this game really doesn't have much of a soundtrack at all. It's got some ambient music in the background, and some spooky, gross noises going on. That's all it's got going for it. In the 45 minutes or so that I played of it, I don't think I heard any actual music other than this from the title screen. Feels. This ties directly into the way the game sounds and the way the game looks. It makes you feel almost as bad as it sounds and looks. The game is designed to make you uncomfortable, which is part of the horror aspect that they were going with this game, but they failed on multiple accounts. The sounds are almost too ambient and they kind of just fade into that weird background music, so it makes you feel less uncomfortable and almost more bored. Grip. This game had absolutely no hold over me. I was counting down the time to when my half hour was up, and I was glad when I finished the first stage, because that meant I didn't have to play this game anymore. I don't think I'll be picking this up again unless I can try the multiplayer. This may be a fun multiplayer game, but I think the controls are going to hinder it too much. This game is kind of like paintball. In a group of people, it's probably pretty fun, but it's still gonna hurt. When you're by yourself, you're just sitting there shooting yourself in the foot. Alien Syndrome for the Wii did enough to make me kind of want to look into the first game that it was based off of, but it definitely doesn't want to make me play it again anytime soon. And with that, folks, we bring day 2 of the Great Backlog Challenge to a close. Stay tuned tomorrow when the game we'll be playing is Call of Cthulhu for the original Xbox.